What's up? We're back with another video for the Transfer Portal CFB presented by NoContextCFB. Today, you've got me, Liam Wutman, and then we've got Kensey on with us today. Hello, Kensey. How are you doing?
Hello, I am great. Happy to be here. Always happy to supply some opinions. It's my favorite thing to do.
Of course. And today we'll be supplying opinions, I guess, kind of, depends how you look at it, on what college football stadiums we most want to visit. I know that this could be, some people could be pretty upset with the stadiums that we each choose because we didn't choose their favorite team, but maybe just your team, they might need to upgrade their facility. I don't know. We'll start off with you in the first stadium that you most want to visit.
So before anybody comes at me, I'm going to give a disclaimer that all three of mine are very, very basic. But as a college football fan, I feel like these are top tier bucket list items, and they were the first three that came to me. So I feel like that I feel pretty strongly about them. So I'd probably, as a Big Ten person now, since Nebraska moved there about 10 years ago, the Rose Bowl, which always features a sunset because it's played at 4 p.m. But the Rose Bowl at sunset is God tier for me, especially if Nebraska was playing. I think even if Nebraska wasn't playing, that's some bucket list stuff right there. So that's probably my number one. Especially, I don't know if you remember I think it was Oregon, Wisconsin. I know it was at least Oregon. That picture they got with the sunset in the back, it was the most beautiful sunset that the Rose Bowl is. It was sick. So, and I had a friend who was there and he was sending me photos. So I was that solidified that Rose Bowl is number one for me.
There is an iconic picture or two or three or 4, 5, 6, however many every single year with the Rose Bowl. It's crazy how great it looks on a January day. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy how great it looks, and it's funny seeing the saying of the Rose Bowl, and then compare it to I don't know the Outback Bowl. Rip Outback Bowl. My bad, but comparing those two is just funny, I think.
And if you think about as a Nebraska fan, back in the day, the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl, that's what national titles were played. That's what they were played in. Not the BCS, not this college football playoff. If you had the two undefeated teams playing in the Rose Bowl, there was your national title team, whoever won. And my dad saw Nebraska play UCLA there, and I don't know, forever ago. And he said, there's not a bad seat in the house, obviously. So I'll definitely have to get out there at some point.
Definitely should. My first one is definitely not comparable to the Rose Bowl. I think it's a great atmosphere, obviously, but I think the saying is really cool too. Deep in the woods at App State in Boone, North Carolina, Kid Brewer Stadium. I know. I'm going with Appalachian State for the first stadium for me. I just think again it's a really dope setting in the woods there. It's just aesthetically pleasing to look at. I always like watching games there on TV. I would want to go here on a weeknight game, probably a conference game, some Wednesday night Fun Belt or something. But it is a fantastic stadium that consistently has really good atmospheres for a team that's just dominant at home. I think it'd be really fun to go visit. I don't have as much stuff to say on it about the Rose Bowl because I ain't never been here, but I don't know. That's what I would go with for number one.
I definitely thought about putting App State just because
it's sick.
Yeah, even consider their baseball, where they play baseball at, that is unreal as well. So, and they're, as a content professional, the content they put out of their uniform reveal and stuff, for each week, it's just beautiful down there.
Definitely is. I remember the video that they did in the old diner for a football uniform reveal. That one was pretty dope.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, I had to think for a second.
What's your second stadium choice?
My second stadium would probably be the real Death Valley, LSU at night. Clemson can F right off because it is certainly LSU. I have no bias either way, but you ask a football fan outside of the state of South Carolina where Death Valley is, they're going to point you to Louisiana. And I think that atmosphere at night, especially, just makes it that much more raucous. I think that's how you say it. Like, that's okay. I have a pizza in the oven, so it keeps beeping at me. But that's definitely number two. I went back and forth between that one and the Rose Bowl, but I can't imagine what that would be like. I can't imagine being an opposing team going in there at night, maybe on senior night. Like that has to be unreal.
Definitely probably one I should have considered more, but I don't see as like diehard college football fans, that one should definitely be at the top of the list. I think that was a really good call there. For my second one, going to Stillwater, Oklahoma. I went to Norman for a UCLA Oklahoma game. Now I'm thinking about Oklahoma State, Oklahoma for Bedlam at Boone Pickens. I just, for me personally, Bedlam is truly probably, it's up there for like my favorite rivalry or two in the sport. I really think it's special. The electricity that this game has year after year after year, it never fails to amaze. I love this rivalry and I'd love to see it live. I think another thing about Boone Pickens that really appeals to me is how like packed in it feels, like how close to the field the fans are. I think is really unique. Like if you look at the sidelines and the benches, the fans are literally right on top of the benches and there's like no room on the sidelines. Oh, yeah, the paddles that'd probably be annoying, but I don't know. It just seems like a really fun place to be for a game, and it seats 55,000, and it's definitely Bedlam is something I'd want to experience in person. And having already been in Norman, gotta go with Stillwater here for Boone Pickens.
I guess that's a fair argument. Maybe I'd say certainly Bedlam. I've been to Boone Pickens. I haven't been there for a game, but I've been in Boone Pickens, and maybe growing up in Kansas, I've just like heard all there is to hear about Stillwater and Bedlam. But not a bad pick. Definitely one I didn't see coming though. Okay, so we're up to the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shout out Dave on this one. Our Penn State guy. I would love to go to a Penn State whiteout. It was this year that they played Auburn, and I remember seeing some stuff on Twitter about like SEC schools in Auburn saying like nothing would ever compare, blah blah blah, and like that's just wrong. Like it's almost like Death Valley. Like name a team that wants to go to Penn State on whiteout night, no matter how bad the team is that year. Like it's one
Miami
of those
of Ohio.
Like a rivalry game in any like you're gonna get the best out of the teams no matter how bad or good another team is. Like you're always gonna get the best out of Penn State on whiteout night. And just again, like the other two I said, like the photos and videos that come out of there and the way Penn State alum talk about it and broadcast it, like the way everybody talks about it, like it's a must hit in my opinion. I hope Nebraska never has to go there on a whiteout night, but I think they actually did back in the Jopa, like right in the Jopa area. They might have been there.
Definitely a dope atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Tough to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of ironic then what my third one is. Jordan Hare, Iron Bowl, Alabama at Auburn. I think going to a game for the Iron Bowl would be fantastic. Getting the opportunity to witness college football history with a classic Iron Bowl at Jordan Hare should definitely be on the bucket list for a lot of college football fans. It'd be an exquisite experience to see, SEC football at one of the highest levels possible. Alabama Auburn would be fantastic. I've just heard so many great things, amazing things about Jordan Hare from friends and stuff, and they all love it. I have a bunch of friends that have been there a bunch, and they can't stop raving about it. So I don't know. The place seats like 88,000. Like that's nuts. I don't know. Going to a game there would, and it being Alabama Auburn, like I just don't see how that could be beat.
I actually thought about that one too, because
Mm-hmm.
with the kick six and everything, like, can you imagine being there during the kick
Yeah,
six?
exactly.
Because one of the things that's like you have to consider with Jordan Hare is almost like Bedlam and Boone Pickens, like how close the fans are to the field. Like when they rush the field, when they beat Alabama, like they're there in an instant. Like you're not waiting to like jump over or jump down. Like you're climbing
Not
over,
swimming through people.
like I think that plays a big factor as well in differentiating the atmosphere.
I just how many great moments there's been from this rivalry over and over again. Like kind of like Bedlam, like something crazy is going to happen, and to be there for that moment, like you said, if you were there for the kick six, you have a story to tell for a very, very long time, to say.
I would never. That would be my personality trait. Like
Yeah,
if I was an Auburn fan at that game, that would be my whole personality trait. Like I would make that like my dating app bio. I would make that my Twitter bio. Like nobody would ever let me hear the end of it. Like I would never stop talking about it. Like
can't blame me. Definitely can't blame me.
I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing, and I have no beef. Like no beef with either team. Like, but I remember exactly where I was. So
Definitely a where were you when moment.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the 3 stadiums that we've each got, 6 total. That's quick math right there. Really, real impressive. But let us know what stadiums that you most want to visit. Comment it below over on the YouTubes. Would really appreciate if you liked and or subscribed. Liked the video, subscribe to our channel, would mean a lot to us. And yeah, let us know what you think of our choices, and feel free to tweet us at TPortalCFB. Make sure to respond. I swear. And yeah, thank you so much. See you.